What's up, guys? This is Chris here, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 best 380 pistols, specifically for concealed carry. Now, these guns are going to be a little bit geared toward concealed carry, but honestly, most 380s are. Most 380s are a little bit smaller because you take advantage of these slightly smaller, slightly less power round than a 9mm, and you get a size and weight that is very comfortable to not only carry in the waistband, but most of the time, put in a pocket, which is the main reason why 380 is still popular, basically because it's really easy to carry around and it's just on the borderline of effective for self-defense. So I like 380 personally, and I'm a big fan of carrying them, especially when I'm like running or going to the gym, or maybe I just don't want a heavy gun. I can just stuff a 380 really quick and still be a lot more armed than having a butter knife. All of these guns are going to be semi-automatic, but they are going to have a variety of different actions from a variety of different companies. That way you can figure out which one is right for you. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to mention my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much for helping the channel, and we really appreciate you. If you want to support the channel, that's the best way to do it. Just go to the link in the description below. I also want to mention a local shelter named Iowa. It's the YSS. We try to promote them in every video as well, so please go down there and donate to those kids. In the description of this video, there's a donate link. It'll take you right over to their website. Feel free to give them a couple bucks. All right, in at number 5, a gun that I used to carry a little over a decade ago, and that is the Sig P238, a gun that's made a resurgence in the Outlaw house since my wife has now decided that she wants to carry the gun I carried like 10 years ago.
I just love this gun.
Except for in purple.
Little purple guy.
Now, the Sig P238 is a very interesting gun and certainly one of the best 380s over a decade ago, and it's still pretty good now. It is a single action only, single stack 380 pistol with a very, very small size and weight. It's incredibly small, so small that you can keep it in your pocket all the time. I used to carry it with a Kydex pocket holster, which people used to make fun of me for, but I never shot myself in the dick, so here we are. I personally like pocket carry holsters because not only is it less likely to go off in your pocket, especially if you carry with one in the chamber, but it orientates the pistol in your pocket, so if you reach in your pocket, you're not grabbing the barrel or anything like that. It always sits perfectly for you to grab it, and then mine actually had a little hook on the end of it that would hook inside my pocket, and I could draw it out just like a standard pistol, almost as fast as well. So I really like that gun, I really like that setup, but 7 rounds of 380 is not a lot, but you can do a lot with it if you're a good shot.
I won't lie, I love this gun, and I feel like I did really good there, so good job, me.
And it is very light and easy to carry. Now, the 238 makes the list not only because it's a very small, light handgun, but it's actually pretty accurate for being a small, light 380 because of the single-action design. The trigger allows you not only easy shots, but quick follow-up shots as well because of the short trigger reset. The safety is a plus for people who want a safety, but it is a little difficult to use, and the grip is relatively small. But the cool part about the 238 is not only is it reliable and accurate, but it actually looks pretty cool and comes in a lot of different colors and a lot of different feature types, so there's at least one available for everyone who's looking for one. It's pretty easy to shoot compared to other 380s as well because of that trigger system, and even though it's light, it actually doesn't recoil all that bad. Sights are good, and again, tons of features available. Comes in at number 5 because it's not quite as good as some of the others, but also because it can be relatively expensive at around $700, but still very cool. Now, in at number 4, I'm gonna pick an OG. I'm gonna go with the Walther PPK. Now, the Walther PPK isn't necessarily better than the 238, but it's just got a lot more track record and is it cool. The PPK is obviously Bond's gun, the shortened version of the Walther PP, which is the funniest name in the gun industry. Now, the PPK has been around for a very long time, since I believe the 30s, and it runs a single action design as well as the P238, also a single stack with, I think, the same capacity, if not maybe one extra round, maybe it's 8 rounds. Also, the 3.5-inch barrel has pretty decent sights these days, and if you get one made by Walther, they do make lots of variations, but if you do get one made by Walther today, it's actually pretty reliable and accurate, although it doesn't exactly have the world's best track record in the civilian market because of all of the old clones that used to be made when the PPKs couldn't be imported. Now, the PPK comes in at around $700, making it pretty expensive, but you're buying that cool factor after all. The PPK is a solid gun, and out of the 2 I've had, not only were they reliable, pretty easy to shoot, but I could shoot them at over 100 yards because the trigger system and the barrel system is very, very accurate.
Okay.
And warm. Whew, this is hard.
Yeah, I bet.
So a gun that I carry for fun sometimes, but I never feel unarmed because it's still reliable and accurate, despite being one of the coolest guns ever. I mean, Bond's gun, come on, dude, Sean Connery all day. In at number 3, we have the Glock 42. Now, the Glock 42 is one of the most forgotten 380s, but certainly one of the best. Striker-fired polymer frame, single stack 380 that has a decent capacity at around 8 rounds, depending on what magazine you use. I had a magazine extension on my Glock 42. It has basic sights, but the gun itself shoots super well. Very low recoil and a little bit bigger than your standard 380, making you able to get a hold of the gun, clinch it down, and shoot it really, really quickly. It's also very accurate out to 100 yards, and the trigger system in the 42 is pretty good, with a slight change in grip angle on the ergonomics between the standard Glocks. It's a little bit more American in my personal preference. Maybe it's because it's so small, it just feels that way in my hand, but it feels like the gun actually presents better than the larger Glocks do for me personally. Now, what a shocker, it being Glock and being reliable, but the Glock 42 might be the most reliable 380 on this list. Extremely proven, a decade old, and still carried to this day by not only concealed carriers, but by a lot of off-duty cops and undercover agents. Pretty cool gun, coming in at around $400, make it very affordable compared to other 380s. Now, in at number 2, we have the Sig P365 380. Now, what's the difference between the Sig P365 and the Sig P365 380? I'll give you a second. It's in 380. That's it. They're the same size, they're the same action, the same features, the same gun. Now, the Sig P365 is the highest selling gun of the last 2 years because of how successful it is. It's lightweight, it's accurate, it carries a 10-round capacity, it has great sights, a good trigger, and it doesn't have all the issues that the 320 doesn't have. The P365 is a phenomenal gun, so it's a great choice for someone to decide, fuck it, we're gonna put in a 380. I can't believe they didn't make it smaller, but in a weird way, since it's the same gun in 380, it actually has really low recoil for a Sig P365, and it is a phenomenal choice for a entry-level carry gun in my personal opinion. Still accurate, still reliable, but just easier to shoot than the 9mm, less recoil, and it's just less intimidating for new shooters, and I think that's a great thing, to be completely honest with you. I think it's probably one of the better concealed carry guns on the market, especially in 380, and I think for the price, it's hard to beat at around $500 cold with night sights and a 3-inch barrel, slide serrations, good grip, and a good trigger. Overall, I think it's a solid choice for number 2. Now, there won't be any honorable mentions for this list. We'll probably do a part 2 at some point, so let's just get into it with the obvious winner in the gun that I've been carrying this summer myself, the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. Yeah. Now, the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 has a 2 3/4-inch barrel and has great HD sights out of the factory, has a 10-round magazine capacity, and is half the weight of my Shield Plus. Unbelievably lightweight, unbelievably shootable as well. Small gun with a relatively large grip for its size, allowing you to get a hold of the gun and shoot it very quickly and shoot it at long distance, which is exactly what you want.
There you go.
Got one. But the silhouette is still small enough for me to easily pocket carry it, making it probably the best new concealed carry gun of at least the past year, and in my opinion, the best 380. We have almost 1,000 rounds through mine now with very, very solid reliability. We're able to hit at 50 yards and beyond, which are distances that were previously unattainable for most 380s, especially in its size. Even if you don't believe it should be number 1, it definitely should get the award for most improved gun, considering the Bodyguard 1.0 was a real dumpster fire. And the 2.0 being that much better because of that trigger, that grip, the reliability, and the overall complete makeover, what a phenomenal gun and an easy choice for number 1. If you had a different list, put it in the comment section below. I'm sure I forgot some. Honestly, there's so many 380 pistols. I just picked my 5 favorite, the ones that I've reviewed, shot tons through, and could prove that they were awesome. I'm sure there's all kinds of 380 pistols from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, which we didn't get to today. But if you're looking for concealed carry, or if I'm giving a recommendation for concealed carry, I have to have enough rounds through it to make sure the gun's good to go before I mention on the video. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please support your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.
just for fun. Reload.